Imagine waking up from surgery, the haze of anesthesia slowly lifting, only to realize your life has been turned upside down. You can't remember your name, your family, or even the language you've spoken your entire life. But somehow, a new language flows from your lips, one you never studied or even heard before. It sounds like something straight out of science fiction. But these strange phenomena have been documented in medical literature. They're often called anesthesia-related language acquisition or postoperative cognitive disorders. Stick with us until the end, because the stories you're about to hear challenge everything we think we know about memory, consciousness, and the incredible human mind. Before we dive in, please remember this video explores historical evidence, theories, and mysteries. Some ideas remain debated, and all information is based on documented findings and research. We advise viewer discretion for any speculative interpretations. Cases of people experiencing sudden memory loss or identity confusion after anesthesia are rare, but they are very real. Medical journals report patients who, after surgery, can't recall their personal history or even recognize family members. In the most baffling instances, some patients forget their native tongue entirely, but can suddenly speak another language they never formally learned. How is this possible? Neurologists believe these occurrences are linked to disruptions in brain activity during anesthesia, combined with pre-existing, latent abilities in our memory and language processing regions. While science can't fully explain why these changes happen, it's generally agreed that anesthesia can temporarily, and sometimes permanently, alter our cognitive function. It's like a system reboot for the brain, but sometimes the files get scrambled or new programs get unlocked. The idea of waking up with new knowledge isn't just limited to language. Some patients report sudden, unexplainable insights into music, mathematics, or other complex skills. This has led researchers to explore a fascinating possibility. Does the brain have dormant capabilities that remain inaccessible until they're re-triggered by unusual circumstances, like deep sedation? Functional MRI studies have shown that the parts of the brain responsible for language comprehension and production can behave very differently under anesthesia. It seems that neural pathways can activate in unusual combinations, potentially allowing for these rare forms of language or skill acquisition to surface. It's as if a hidden part of your mind, a part you never knew existed, suddenly comes online. Interestingly, these accounts aren't just a product of modern medicine. Similar stories have existed for centuries. Long before the invention of surgical anesthesia, cultural stories from around the world describe individuals who undergo trance-like or altered states and return with knowledge they didn't have before. Some spiritual traditions interpret these experiences as soul journeys or even glimpses into other dimensions. While these perspectives are controversial, they highlight a universal truth: memory, identity, and consciousness are not fully understood. They may have layers that extend far beyond our current scientific comprehension. These ancient stories remind us that humanity has always been fascinated by the mind's hidden potential. From a psychological standpoint, these cases are often studied under the umbrella of postoperative cognitive dysfunction or transient global amnesia. Researchers note that factors like stress, trauma, or pre-existing neurological conditions can increase the likelihood of experiencing unusual cognitive events after anesthesia. These memory gaps, language changes, and altered perceptions often resolve over time as the brain heals. But in some very rare cases, they persist, creating permanent changes in the patient's awareness and identity. Imagine having to rebuild your life, your relationships, and your sense of self from scratch, all while speaking a language that feels both foreign and yet perfectly natural. The medical documentation is truly astounding. It includes patients speaking languages they never studied in school, and sometimes even specific dialects they couldn't possibly have been exposed to. So, where does this knowledge come from? Linguists have a few theories. One compelling idea is that the brain has a hidden capacity to store and process latent language skills, picked up unconsciously from our environment, from media, or perhaps even through what some call ancestral knowledge. This doesn't necessarily point to supernatural causes, but rather to the incredible complexity of human cognition and the largely unexplored potential of neural plasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself. This phenomenon naturally raises profound philosophical questions about who we are. How much does memory shape our identity? If our memories can be lost or even temporarily replaced, and if new abilities can spontaneously emerge, what does this say about the self? Is our identity simply the sum of our experiences, stored like data on a hard drive? Or is there a deeper consciousness, something more fundamental, capable of storing knowledge outside of our ordinary awareness? These are the questions that have intrigued both scientists and spiritual thinkers for decades, pushing the boundaries of what we believe is possible. As modern anesthesia techniques continue to evolve, cases of sudden language fluency remain exceedingly rare. Yet each documented instance fuels further study and debate. Neuroscientists are working hard to understand how brain networks reorganize themselves under these extreme conditions, and how this latent knowledge might be accessed in ways we previously thought were impossible. At the same time, ethicists and clinicians are debating how to manage these patients compassionately, investigating the phenomena carefully while ensuring that speculation isn't mistaken for established fact. The goal is to help the patients navigate their new reality while learning as much as we can from their unique experiences. In the end, these incredible stories reveal that the human mind is far more mysterious and powerful than textbooks often suggest. The combination of neurological science, anecdotal reports, and cultural interpretations paints a picture of consciousness that is flexible, unpredictable, and still largely unexplored. People waking up from anesthesia, speaking new languages, or forgetting their own past serve as a powerful reminder that reality is often stranger than fiction, and that the boundaries of what we know are always being tested and expanded. If you enjoyed this story and want to uncover more incredible hidden histories, make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the Hidden Lore Hub. What other mysteries of the human mind or unexplained cognitive phenomena should we explore next? Let us know your thoughts below. The ideas presented in this video are for informational and entertainment purposes. Interpretations of neurological phenomena can be speculative, and we encourage all of our viewers to research and explore further on their own. Thanks for watching.